Hi everybody, it's me again, Cindy with Pups and Crochet. Yes, it's still going to be Shark Week on Sunday. So I'm just taping another one because the other one was kind of long because I just talk all the time. And I hope you like my stories. If you do, let me know in the comments so I'll keep telling them. If you don't, then I won't. But this is my life. So I find it quite funny on a lot of things, and yeah, that's about it. Well, last night I had the pups were sleeping on the couch next to me, and I had Noah out, and I was sewing with this yarn I was telling you about that's really thick. So Noah likes to help pull the yarn out. Well, she was being really sneaky, and for some reason she's had it out for Peanut since she came home with us. And she always finds a way. She gets down on the floor. She chases him around. She bites his tail. She's just mean. She likes to be so vicious sometimes. And Peanut tries to walk away. And when she's out, he'll sit in a corner so she can't get his tail. Well, so we were sewing. And she had snuck up and went over and bit Peanut in the nose. And then Peanut went to get her. So then I grabbed her, I grabbed Peanut. He got in trouble, she got in trouble, and put her back in the cage. And I'm like, no more fighting for tonight. You guys are done. Done, done, done. So I don't know why she has it out for Peanut. She never bothers Munchkin, but Peanut, she does. I don't know why. Well, I wanted to tell you today about my sock to sock. I got my Santa sack in. Now, earlier, a few months ago, when they first started doing the Santa sacks, they were $14.99. Now, they're charging you $19.99. But you're still getting the same amount of yarn. And don't get me wrong. I appreciate it because you're getting a lot of yarn for that much money. And this is just like their mill-ends and stuff like they have too much of that you're trying to clearance out or whatever. And I love it. And I love the bag because, you know, we're going to fill it up for the kids and Robert gets to be Santa Claus. Have his big red bag. They don't really care if it says yarn on it or not. It's what's in it that drives them crazy. But I have to tell you this. We were at the store today and we're picking up a few things, and he had gone crazy in the baby aisle. For Kristen, for Sadie, he was going crazy. He's like, Sadie, I love this. Kristen, I love this. Sadie, I love this. Kristen, I love this. And see, these are the things that they don't see. And it was just so sweet. I mean, they were all clearanced. Okay, and I mean everything. How can you beat the sale? We got over, like, what you would pay $300 worth of clothes for not even 80 bucks. Not even 80. It was less than that. But anyway, it was just phenomenal. And to see his face light up to pick baby clothes, which was really weird because last night, when he woke up to go to work, he was telling me he had a dream that I was pregnant and having a baby, his baby, and we didn't make it, and I was having it in the car, and right before the baby, he got to hold the baby, he woke up. The alarm went off. He said, I didn't get to hold it. I'm like, good God, I would not have another one right now. I would, oh my God, I'd be like, that'd be awful. I couldn't do that. I could not do it. Not that I could if I wanted to. If I did, it would be a miracle. I would be in the newspaper and everything because there's nothing left. I've had 15 surgeries. Everything is gone. So, anyway, I want to show you what's in my Santa stack and I want to tell you my story. So anyway, this is a little story, but we were at the store and we're paying for our stuff, and there's this little old lady. I mean, she had to be in her late 80s, early 90s, and she had a caretaker with her that was helping her, and they had to wait on the ride bus to come and get them. And she had like maybe 6 things on there, and I know, I mean, I'm on disability, so I do what I can with what I get. And, you know, I know with her, she couldn't have much left with, you know, on her Social Security. Because I've always worked with older people that were my customers and stuff, and they would try to make ends meet and still be able to do things. And it's sad that people have to do that they don't have enough money. So she had like maybe 12 things, and Robert looks at me and goes, "Do you mind?" I said, "No, go. Do whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, I'm on board." So he had asked the lady, he goes, "If you don't mind, I'd like to pay it forward, and I want to buy your groceries." And the caretaker said, "Excuse me?" And Robert said, I would, you know, we would like to buy your groceries. And the little lady is standing there, and she's got her little wheelie walker, and she was starting to cry. I had to walk away. And because, you know, I'm on that edge anyway. Somebody cries, I'm going to cry. So it was just the sweetest thing. And the lady's like, "I can't let you do that. That's a lot of money." And Robert's like, "You have like 12 things. I would really like to do this for you." He goes, "We would," but she walked away because she'd start crying. And so this lady was so happy that somebody did her a special, you know, and it made Robert happy. I mean, he just floated to the car. He was so happy. And I was so happy that it made him happy, and it made her happy, and it made the caretaker happy. They were all happy. And it was just a great thing. But I was talking with Lisa from Coping with Yarn, like I told you in the other video, and we started talking about medical things. I don't know why, what brought it up. But we were talking, and I was telling her, I said, yeah, me and Robert had started a few years ago doing our monkey bags. And we did all these craft shows. I mean, we had repeat customers. They just loved it. We had one special lady named Sally, who I just love her. And she would come every time we were around and buy so much of them, because she gave them out to all her families, her workers, her friends, everything. Then she brought her friend with, and this other lady that was in the corner was selling something, I can't remember what. She got so mad because they had bought so much of our stuff. And I didn't understand why she got mad. I mean, you should be happy for other crafters, because maybe one day you had a better day. So I went over and I bought a few of her things to maybe make her happy. And it really did make her happy, because I don't want to see somebody sad, you know. You should be happy. It should be a group. Everybody should be happy. But she just got really upset. But anyway, so me and Lisa were talking, and I was telling her, I said, well, we went to do a craft show, and my niece and my son and his girlfriend were in my niece's car in front of us. So we're in this little bitty town that didn't even have 300 people. But they got a lot of outside people that would come from all the surrounding towns to go to this craft show. And I had just gone to a store closing where I got this tier shelf. It was all like plexiglass tier shelf that they use for displays. The bottom one was like this big around. then there was a littler one, then a little one, which I thought would be gorgeous to set up our monkey bags on. Had it in the trunk, had the car packed. We're 2 blocks away from the craft show. And my niece goes, I stop, I look, nothing. I go, all of a sudden, I just feel wham! And we're spinning and spinning. I'm just literally sitting there watching the windshield crack and spider across the whole thing. Okay, I look over, Robert's bleeding, his head's busted open. I'm like, what the heck? Then bam, we get hit again. Because both of us were spinning after she hit us the first time. Then we started spinning, we spun again, she hit us again in the spin. So she hit the front end first, then the back end, and like crushed it on the passenger side like that. So they had to use the jaws of life to get Robert out because the door wouldn't open, the seat wouldn't go back, they couldn't get him out. They had to rip the whole roof off. I'm sitting there, somebody jerked the door open, and I'm like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Like this, I couldn't breathe. And so I don't know who she was. All I hear is my son going, that's my mom. And he comes running over and he's trying to help me get out of the car. They're trying to cut Robert out. We both end up getting taken to the hospital. And they were giving us pain medicine and stuff. They were stapling his head, and I was like so out of it because, I mean, just from the hits and from the medicine. And then I look in my doorway, and I don't know if I said it or if I was just thinking it, but there was an angel there, all in white, with blonde hair, white ring, coat. I mean, and I don't know if I said it or if I was thinking it, and I'm like, are you here to take me to heaven? See my mom? And then I was out again. So I didn't know if I really saw an angel or it was just medicine or what. Well, it turned out that later on, it was Robert's sister. She was coming to check on me, then going over to check on him. And she had blonde hair and had on a white coat and white gloves, so I guess I just thought she was an angel in the doorway, you know. So, you know, we get out of the hospital. They let us go. My sister had drove all the way out there. Her husband came with her, and then his sister, his mom and dad, they all came out there to make sure we were okay, see if everything happened. I guess the kids had called them all and was telling them. So then they had cut Robert's clothes off because, you know, they didn't know if he had more injuries in there. And he was so upset because it was his white sock shirt. And, you know, so we get to go home. And me and Robert are sitting there on the couch on the next day. Neither one of us could move. I was completely purple from here all the way down to my toes on the right side. Purple only. And I'm not talking light purple. I'm talking like this color purple. Okay? From here all the way down. So the accident wasn't the bad part. It was the whole afterwards. I mean, me and Robert are each so sore we can hardly move. We're trying to pull each other up off the couch. It was horrible. But the dashboard had gone through my leg because she had crushed the whole car in. She was in this big F-150 truck. We were in a low 4-door car, and she had totaled it. The engine was up in the front seat, and the dashboard had gone through my right leg. Well, after going to the doctor so many times, after, you know, it was so slow because we could not walk that fast. So she had to see us after the accident. She's checking my leg. She put me on antibiotics. I ended up on like 4 or 5 different antibiotics. It still would not heal. And finally she said, that's it. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to have to send you to the infectious disease doctor. So I'm like, okay. So we go over to the hospital. I meet with her. She's the sweetest lady ever. Learning about, and every time I have a surgery or a procedure or whatever, I learn something else. I ask questions. I want to know. How do you learn if you don't ask? The only stupid question is the one you don't ask, right? So anyway, I'm with her, so she starts cleaning it and doing her thing that the regular doctors can't do. This is her job. This is what she does. So she said she hopes it didn't go all the way to the bone because it was so bad. And I'm like, and she took the list out of all the antibiotics. She goes, I can't believe none of these had helped you. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. So she starts cleaning it and cutting on it and stuff. And then as it goes on, it took over 7 months of 3 times a week visits for 7 months. So the accident wasn't the bad part. It was the part afterwards. So then we go in, and the doctor came in, and I filmed every one of them so I could, knock out their faces. I just filmed my leg as she was doing it, just for me. And I have some people on Facebook that wanted to see what she was doing, and, they were interested in the medical stuff. So I filmed every one of them. Well, then I'm in there, and the doctor asked me, do you mind if we have a couple of students come in that's working with us? I'm like, I don't care. They want to come look at my leg? Go ahead. And then, so then the doctor was in there. There was 3 students in there, me and Robert. And then the nurses came in, so there was like 3 more nurses, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Then this guy comes in, a guard, armed guard, comes in with a cooler, and I'm just like, okay, wait, what's going on here? And she's like, okay, this is what we're going to be doing next. So, and he has to be here to see that it's done. I'm like, okay. So, what are you doing? So he opens up the cooler. He gives her this little square thing about that big. And she takes it and runs it under hot water. And she says, I have to thaw it out. I'm like, okay. So she thaws it out. She brings it over, opens it up, takes out the tweezers. Now this thing she picks up is this big, that big, in a square, that big. A guard for this little thing, this big. So I'm like, what is that? And she puts it in my leg. After she cleaned it, flushed it, she puts this thing down in my leg. Now the guard is watching as she's doing it, the students, everybody, they're all like, wow, wow, wow. And I'm like, okay, what was that it was, this guy was so worried about it? And she said, placenta. I'm like, excuse me? She goes, yes, it's placenta that people donate after they have kids. And they donate it. And I will tell you, it freaked me out thinking about that I have another lady's placenta in my leg. But within 1 week, my leg was completely healed. So I made sure to tell Kristen and Sadie that when they had the babies, donate it because they could save somebody like me. When I had my kids, they asked me if I wanted it. I said, no, do whatever you want with it. I don't want any of that stuff. And so I was like, going crazy. Like, I have another woman in my leg. It freaked me out a little bit. But I couldn't believe that it healed it in 1 week. 1 week. Now it's totally healed. It didn't go to the bone. But now my leg looks like I'm a gunshot victim. But I'm like, at least I still have my leg, so we're doing okay. And then when you are healed and you got to leave, you got to ring this big bell. And I've seen other people do it, and I'm like, okay. So Robert still had the video going, and he videos me ringing the bell, and they all start clapping, yay, don't come back again, yay, yeah, woo, woo, woo. And I was so excited. It was just amazing. And I hated missing them because they were so sweet. But I was glad to be out of there too, and I was happy that my leg was saved. So, anyway, I'm going to get to the Santa sack now because I told you my story. I have a lot more to tell you too. Okay, so in my Santa sack, I've got 3 of these Go for Facts thick and quick furs. And they are really soft. And I did have one of these in a Santa sack from before, that gray color with white. Now this is white with the gray. So these are going for Monkey's bed. Because Monkey's 18. Her name's Munchkin. We call her Monkey. She's 18. She's bony. So it hurts her to lay on a floor. So the more cushion I can get for her, the better. So I'm going to make her a dog bed and stuff it. Okay, then in this one, I got a pack of these. 219 yards. So number 4. And it's a basic stitch. And the color is cayenne. So there's 3 of these. So there's, what did I say? 219 yards times 3. So that'll make something really pretty. So that would be my Santa sack. And then the last thing, because you get 9 things in your Santa sack. So my last things, which I really wanted to get, but I never did, boogie nights. Boogie, boogie, boogie. You know, like, staying alive, whoo, whoo, whoo. Boogie. And it's glittery. And it's this really light mauve. That, like purple, but it's like brownish. And this is called High Roller. That's why it's got gold in there. It's like playing roulette. Red 14. Choo. High Roller. So I got 3 of these. And I wanted to try one of these boogie nights. And I haven't bought them yet. But then they were in my Santa thing. So I was super excited. Okay. So, I've pretty much told you everything. And I don't have any more things to show you right now. But I do have one other Santa sack that I have to show you. And then I think I'm caught up because I got so far behind with everything. So, remember, adopt, don't shop. You know, save these puppies. Okay, save them. They need help. I love all you guys. I thank you all for subscribing and being part of our Pups and Crochet family. And I hope you do subscribe, stay with us. And I have a new gooseneck coming, so that it's a, you know, video thing. So that I can start doing tutorials, because this one, for some reason, will not turn right. And that's about it. Just be happy. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. Remember, Shark Week starts Sunday. Okay? So everything should be on TV for sharks. Make sure that you leave a comment. Give me the thumbs. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you like my stories. If you want to hear more stories. If you don't, let me know. If you want tutorials. If you don't want tutorials. It's whatever. Whatever you want to see, I will try to do. Okay? Hugs and puppy kisses. And please remember, Adopt, don't shop. Love these little puppies that need a home. And kittens, too. Little kittens and cats and everything. I can't have a cat. I mean, I had one follow me outside. This cat just followed me everywhere and waited for the dogs to go away. And she would follow me up on my porch, and I would make her boiled chicken like I did the cats or the dogs, and she just ate that stuff up. I ran to the store when she started following me, and I got cat bowls and cat food and wet cat food, and I didn't know anything about cats, what they eat and don't eat, so I got ones that looked like they were cute and good for cats. And then I called it was getting really cold, so I called the animal shelter, and I said, now, if you are a kill shelter, I am not turning her in. I will find a home for her, because I can't bring her in with my dogs or my bird, because my bird does fly around. I don't want to see her get hurt. And I named her Binks. And she came to me when I called her Binks. She knew when her feeding time was, and she would just sit outside with me all the time. So, they have, the guy in Rantoul came over to pick her up, and then he takes her out to Champaign, to the animal shelter. And they made me a promise. They said they are not a kill shelter. They take care of everything. I sent her blanket, her food. I sent everything, her bowls. She had a tray of chicken in there. I said, tell them that she likes boiled chicken. And she's sweet, and her name is Binks. So he takes her out there. 2 days, not even a day and a half. She was there. She had 2 kittens, 2 babies. That's why she was telling me, help me, help me. So they gave her antibiotics because she had a little infection on her little tushy from sitting outside so much. Her kittens were healthy and happy. There was 2 only. She got dewormed. She got flea treatment. She got everything there. And they adopted her as soon as she stopped weaning. So they got the babies were in a home. She's in a home, and I followed to make sure everything. I said, if she is not taken care of, you let me know. I will make it work. But she did find a home. So, with that, I will let you go. Hugs and puppy kisses. I will see you soon. Bye.